Alright, so for those of you who have been keeping track of this build, number one, I greatly appreciate it. But number two, I think I've been keeping this secret long enough. And I think it's about time I show what I'm doing with this slash. For anybody wondering, there you go. We are building a Traxxas Backslash 4S. And if you're wondering what a Backslash is, it's an 8th scale electric buggy. You see a little bit of the tire back over here, but there you go. Now, normally people build these with the LCG chassis because they're skinnier, but I'm just not going to convert this thing to an LCG chassis. It's not a race truck. It's going to be a basher, but I wanted to go with a different look. So, in today's video, we're going to be putting together this STRC Backslash conversion kit and removing the front and rear bumpers off of this truck. So, let's dig into this. First of all, we're going to remove these front and rear bumpers because these will no longer be needed once this build is underway. Go ahead and rip those screws out. Where are y'all focused at? Just want to be sure here. Yeah, y'all look good. You put a big X on this table to keep things in the center of the X at all times. All right, keep it in focus or in frame. I might actually do that. Buy me some nice white tape or something. Maybe black. Maybe red. Who knows? And those are a different size. This particular size is starting to wear down. It doesn't have the purchase to break things loose or get them tight anymore, so I'm gonna have to order a replacement. Well, the problem is I don't know if I can get just a replacement for one of these or wow, okay. If I gotta buy the whole kit. That's a 5th scale set from DDM. I've had them for about a year now. And partially my fault that they're worn down because I keep doing that kind of stuff with them on bolts that aren't perfect. So the more you spin it inside of them like that, the more it wears it down. So really just kind of my fault. Alright, there's the rear bumper. Now, if you're running a stock slash bumper, I think they attach up here somewhere, but mine's an RPM bumper, so it only attaches with 3 bolts down here on the bottom. So you may have a couple of more than me. But again, once we put this STRC kit on here, convert it to a Backslash, we won't be needing these bumpers no more. Just got to be careful not to slam it down on the rear, because the way this works is, I don't know if y'all can see that in there too well, but this is one of your wing mounts and they're all aluminum and they mount to the shock tower and rear area back here. If you take a real hard hit, I have seen people break shock towers and diff cases. So at some point, if I have a problem with that, I may switch over to aluminum diff houses or cases or whatever you want to call it, if I can find some. I found a company that makes some, but I don't know anything about them. So I'm not going to advertise them on the channel until I get the parts and try them out for myself. I don't want to tell somebody to go and get something that's going to be garbage, right? I have to find a place for those. I'll go ahead and move this to the side here, and we'll start work on this STRC kit. So this replaces your front bumper. It's got the 3 screw holes. These are body mount posts and some other stuff for your wings back here. These are your new body mount posts. These are your new hinge pin braces. And these are your new wing mount. Now, I'll show y'all the wing when I show you the body. That's not going to happen in this video. Y'all already know it's going to be a Backslash. 8th scale buggies are kind of hard to make look different, but I got a plan for that. If it works, we'll see. Alright, now I would imagine, because I don't have instructions for this, and y'all are using my phone right now, so I would imagine that one of these is a new hinge pin brace, and the other is the new rear bumper. And I would also imagine that the old hinge pin braces come off. So let's go ahead and get that that little screw in there out. There we go. Make sure those are still in there nice and good. And where is my knife? I'm going to bump y'all here. Hold on. Y'all are going to have to move. Ooh. Where is my knife? You know what? I can't find it. And I'm not going to sit here and mess. Oh, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and put the rear one on first. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that rear one on with an Allen wrench that won't get the screw out. When we put this front piece on, we'll use my my stainless screws here. It's going to be a shame to scratch that pretty color up. Alrighty. Oh, look at that. Slides on, no problem. Perfect. Perfect alignment and everything. Cool. That's not the screw. I still have a bit of rubbing down here on this plastic. Alright, you should be good there. Okay, now on to the front, which is going to be this piece. Now, on some trucks, when you're messing with the hinge pin braces, the hole that's drilled for the screw, if you look at this one, it's further up. So kind of pay attention to that, because you can put these things upside down. You just got to make sure that that hole there lines up with wherever your screw goes into. So keep that in mind. There we go. And then the front plate here goes on like that. So we're going to take our stainless hardware. Oops, that is wrong. Oh, come on now. I didn't lose that one too, did I? Silver, silver, silver. Where is the silver big fat screw at? What in the world is going on with my brain? Why can I not find these screws? This is why you don't work on these things when you're sleep deprived and have been up all day and hurting, which is also very distracting, especially for somebody like me. Go. Alright, so I'm going to leave a link in the description for instructions on how to do this, if I remember. If not, if I don't remember because I'm half asleep, go to A-Main Hobbies, look up STRC or type in / and scroll through the description of this product. They'll have a part that says click here. When you click that, it'll take you to their page, and it has all the instructions on how to do this. I wasn't sure whether the longer screws go through here or whether it's these shorter screws. And from what I just looked up, it looks like it's the shorter screws. It also looks like they used red Loctite on their stuff, which I'm not going to do. Okay, now it says use the larger spacer if you're running an aluminum shock tower. We are running plastic, so not going to worry with that. Now these mount to here like that. That's how that wing mount goes. So that's why you got a spacer here. That mounts to where your body mounts normally do. And then the bottom piece has to be spaced out and mounts through your shock tower. So we're going to get them shock tower bolts out, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably where I'm going to have to cut a slot in them and take them out with a Phillips or a flathead. Because I fully expect these to be a pain in the butt. Alright, so I was able to get that screw out. Now, unfortunately, I had to cut into the supports, the support ribs on that RPM shock tower a little bit. But it was either that or risk cutting into the top of my my diff housing back here. So I would much rather replace this or have this fail than a diff housing. Which brings up a good point. If this does fail, I'm not going to blame RPM because I have weakened it right there. So that was really the only way to get that screw out. And if I don't burn myself, if it's not still hot, that's that screw. I had to mangle that thing to get it out with a flathead, but all that matters is that I got it out, and I ain't got to deal with it no more. So let's get this back together, just so that I ain't got to worry with it. Yeah, so for those of you wondering, if you know all of this stuff and all the negatives about stainless hardware, why are you still using it? Well, I put this stuff on here 10 years ago, give or take a few, probably more like 8 or 9. And at that point in time, I was a dumb little kid who wanted it shiny and who was taking it through water and was tired of screws rusting. So that's why I put the stainless stuff, and what I know now, I did not know back then. So there's your answer. Okay, now this mounts like this. So we are going to go ahead and put our short spacers in because we're using a stock shock tower. This is going to be the tough part, keeping these in here, keeping the shock tower lined up, and getting the screws in. Yep, what did I tell you? Told you it was going to be the tough part, didn't I? Seems pretty stable. Alright, now we've got our 2 body mount posts. Where did my other size go? Is that it? Yep, that's it. We've got 2 for up front. And these, once again, go here. This one I would imagine goes in the rear because it's got to clear that that cover, and I would imagine this one goes in the front because it sits a little lower. So let's use the 2 shorter ones for the front. Oh yeah, because this actually, so I was wondering why this one had the little whatever you call these, extensions on the bottom. It actually keys into your chassis there, so that actually fits in to your actual chassis. There we go. And this one has the same thing on the bottom down here. Can you see the, it's just kind of extended. It's not flat. So this one's also going to like snap in and key in to the back of your chassis there. Sorry, I know my fat head's blocking your view. There we go. And those, that is going to be the new body mounts for the buggy body, which unfortunately, and I feel bad about this. Don't worry, I really do. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be showing y'all that in this video. I want that to be a reveal of its own. All right, so here's the finished product, more or less. I didn't show y'all what wheels and tires I went with. These are Duratrax lockups. They're a real soft compound, so they should grab pretty good in the rocks and dirt and grass around my area. I know they grab well because they've been picking up screws off my table the whole time I've been working on this thing. I've found like 3 or 4 bolts in the treads so far that they've just sucked up. So real soft compound, real grippy. If they hold together and don't explode on 4S, then they should hook up pretty well. So that's what I've gone with for tires. Of course, 17 millimeter, stuff like that, right? Y'all seen that in a previous video. Now, I got to work to keep my wing out of view because I've got a body and I've got a wing, and I don't want to show that to you in this video. The wing is the craziest part of this whole build, and it's what's really going to set it off because it's something that I've never seen anybody do. So I'm going to try to keep the wing out of view and show off this STRC kit. So you've got your front body mount, and what I'm using with this is just a set of RPM body mounts for a Slash 4x4. They actually screw in from the bottom. And that's basically what I've done here. I ran a screw through it with actually the wing spacer that came with the STRC kit. And unfortunately, they still sit a little bit low. We'll get into that here in a minute. But front plate went in real simple, real easy. Rear plate also went in real easy. Rear shock tower went on real easy. I had one little issue with this where it wasn't quite lined up with the holes on the shock tower. All I did was grab the wing mount and pulled it over a little bit. I'm not going to blame STRC for that because that's an RPM shock tower that's been beaten and abused for 10 years, maybe more like 7 or 8. But it's probably tweaked and just doesn't line up right. I'm not going to blame them for that. The front plate, again, went on real easy. Everything lined up, was no problem. I'll show you the bottom of the chassis here. That's how it all, and again, it's going to be a shame to scratch that up, but, well, it's a skid plate. That's what it's for. And we come around to the rear, and you've got the rear bumper plate, and you see a bit of the wing and wing mount up there. But yeah, overall, the kit went together real easily other than that little hiccup with the rear shock tower. And again, I can't blame STRC for that because that's an old shock tower that's been abused. It may be bent out of shape. The body. Now, I'm not going to show y'all body or wing in this video, but the body, I'm going to have to run a little different than your typical 8th scale body. Normally, with an 8th scale buggy, the body sits low and the shock towers stick up in front of the windshield and everything. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to run this body like that. What I'm going to have to do is make the base of the body even with the top of the shock tower, which means that the top of the cab's going to be right about here, right? So, your shock towers, my shock tower is not going to stick up in front of the windshield like it does with a normal 8th scale buggy, which I don't really mind because that's always kind of been weird to me anyways, you know. But I'm going to have to buy a longer screw and a bigger spacer and space these body mounts up almost even with the top of these shock towers here. And the reason why is because I'm running a big ESC, a big motor. I got to clear my motor mount. I've got to clear a 4S battery, which sits about this high. And with the way the body is designed and the way the sides of these buggy bodies are, if I don't run it high, then it's going to sit against the battery and sit tilted on the chassis. And that's not going to look right. So I'm either going to buy a longer screw and mount this up taller, or we're going to do Velcro around the side of the chassis. Unfortunately, with that, the body sticks out about a ½ inch on each side of this chassis. So it would have to be kind of tucked in to get the Velcro to work. It's not a big deal. It'll work, but I would like to go with simple pinned-on like body mounts. But other than that, that's the STRC kit installed. Real easy install, real simple to put together, especially if you look up the instructions on STRC's site. And really nice looking kit. Nice fit, nice finish. Everything about it was real nice and real easy to put together. So good job on STRC's part for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.